My name is Corinne. I'm first year Max student in Daniels, and I would like to talk about the differences in learning style and professor-student relationship today. Chinese students developed a very passive learning style in their 15 years learning experience in China. What we usually do in classroom is to just listen to the professor, make notes, and after the class, we finish the assignments and then take the final exams. Our school performance are mostly evaluated by closed book final exams, and students have only rely on themselves. This is the very typical learning circle of Chinese students. However, students in the US have a more active attitude and learning ability. They love to interact with professors, ask questions, participate in group discussions, and give presentations frequently in classroom. They get used to teamwork, and they learn how to deal with conflicts in group studies. Chinese students have difficulties in studies because they bring this kind of passive learning style to American classrooms. First, we seldom ask questions in classroom because in our perspective, asking questions indicates that you are not paying attention to the professor or you are not very smart. It is also implied to interrupt professors' logical thinking by putting out irrelevant or very simple questions. The problem is that it is difficult for us to judge if a question is simple or not by ourselves. So the best way is to keep silent. As a result, even though American professors want to get some feedbacks by asking any questions, everyone keeps silence in the classroom. Second, we are not comfortable about classroom discussion, not only because the language varies, but also because we do not like to speak out our opinions in front of so many people. We care about others' reactions to our words and want to maintain the harmony by not pointing out mistakes of someone else. Chinese students are not only passive in learning styles, but also passive in professor-student relationships. In China, there is hierarchies in higher education system. So students do not have a chance to build a very close and direct relationship with professor as American students. If we have some problems, we could contact staffs that control the teaching quality or dealing with the student issues, but not professor themselves. However, your activity would be misrepresented as speaking bad words of the particular professor, even though you just want to make some suggestions. So to avoid this potential trouble, students would prefer not to communicate with professors. In addition, some teacher believes that establishing an authority over student is a good education methodology, and students' fears about this kind of authority makes things even worse. In high school, if you are asked to a teacher's office, that means you are in big trouble. However, in America, students and professors are in equal status. Every time I turn to help from a professor, and they always greet me like, "Hi Corinne, how are you? What can I do for you?" These greetings make me relax and give me the courage to speak out my request. And what's more, professors have regular office hours here and are more available to students. But Chinese students do not realize the advantages of American professors and lost the chance to interact with them. What I have talked about the differences in learning style and also in professor-student relationship are general situations. There were exceptions and improvements in China now, but we could not deny that the cultural and habitual influences on Chinese students' learning and communicating behaviors. And Stephen will go deeper to talk about the cultural differences. So let's welcome Stephen.